Good evening, Harlem and Harlems of the world. I'm Terry Wisdom, and this is Harlem Network News. We are a Black independent media. We are dedicated to assuring that Harlem, the Harlems of the world, and the world are informed, engaged, and called to action, which is extremely critical at such a time as this. Very intentionally, we have been doing a series on gun violence with WBAI and What's Going On, host Isaac Ferguson. It's our 14th series. And we were honored to have the team of Courageous the Musical on our show this week. And now we have them on our Harlem Network News. And obviously, there's a lot of violence going on in this world as Iran is being bombed, and so much violence is taking place in this country. But in Black and Brown communities, it's more intense. So we have the fuller team of Courageous the Musical here with this evening. So let's start. Let's take a listen. Thank you. Let's go. Let's take a listen.
Yo, Murder, that's you?
Yeah, it's me.
Yo. Hey, yo, when you get home? And why you ain't call me to come pick you up? Come on, you know I would have picked you up in that foreign thing, man. What's wrong with you, man?
It's all good. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yo, hold up. Yo, fellas, hold up. Y'all know who this is? This is Murder. Me and him put the Harlem Kings together. He just came home from doing a 10-year bid. So when you see him, you see me. And now that he's back, it's over for the West Side. And anybody that got problems with us and they see him, that's the last person they gonna see. So yo, y'all straighten up, all right? Because one of ours got dropped last week and we still ain't getting no payback. We looking soft out here, B. Yo, as a matter of fact, I need about 5 of them West Side dudes dropped by tonight. You hear me? And if not, you're gonna have to answer to him.
Yo, let me talk to you real quick.
All right, give me a minute. Yo, go handle that. What are y'all still doing here? Yo, Murder, we got the whole East Side locked right now. We got kings on every block from 106 and Park to 125th. We getting money in all type of ways right now. And no more robberies. At least we ain't got to do them. Yo, we got drugs. We got credit card scams. We got boosters, stick up kids. We got that za. And we get paid for protection.
Yo, bro, I just came home. I'm not even trying to get into all of that.
Yo, come on, man. I already know where you're going with this, okay? But I got a plan for us, bro. We're about to get into this music. And as a matter of fact, your brother's one of my best artists right now.
Jason does music? Have you seen him?
You gotta see him. I just sent him to the Ox to get me some roll-ups.
He's smoking now?
Nah, man, he can't be messing up his voice. He went for me. He's been staying with me ever since Mike got shot by Westside. He was one of my soldiers. And, you know, he was in a group with Mike.
Wait, Mike was king?
He became king 2 days before he got shot. And your brother's been out there looking for him ever since.
What? You got my brother out here on a crash mission?
Man, hell no. He's been staying with me so I could look after him and keep him focused. I've been managing him. I've been paying for studio time, beats, promos, all that. You'll be proud of him for real.
Yo, I need him back like now, bro. And I need what you owe me. We getting out of Harlem.
Getting out of Harlem? Yo, come on. If you got a plan, let's just expand, baby. We run Harlem Murder. You ain't got to go nowhere. You must ain't hear nothing I just said.
Food for thought.
Hey,
Food for
yo,
thought.
let me have a word with you, Xavier. Off the rip, I ain't feeling your behavior. And for a long, long time, you've been knowing me, though. And I'm funny right now, ain't no telling me, though. But damn, chill, murder, why you coming like that? Since I'm managing your brother, I'ma keep it a stack. You was locked down 10 years and off the map. So them bands that I owed you, I invested it back. Nah, you must be forgetting. I came back as a nice guy, but underneath this nice guy, you think is a kitten. Don't make me go back. Cause if I go back to how I used to be, it's gonna be a lot of bones cracked, a lot of face slapping, going for broke. Cause if I'm provoked, I'm bringing all the smoke. So cut all the jokes. Don't make me sin and don't you let me catch you round my brother again. Man, hard ain't pumping no Kool-Aid, kid, you frontin', and I ain't even stunting. Not for nothing, cut all the threats. You gon' have to do me something. Pause. When you was locked away, I took the calls. Them empty big brother shoes, I slipped into yours. Grandma got laid off, I beat the boss. When the marshals locked them out, I opened the doors. And when they came back, I laid them on floors. Hey, yo, my brother, until I gave my life to Christ, to my brother, I promise I'll go back twice. Since my name is Angel, I could be an angel. If I must go back to murder, I will rearrange. Well, your brother wants to gangbang, we all could see. And since he signed the contract, he belongs to me. Well, I came to take him back, most definitely. If you don't have my dough tomorrow, it's R.I.P.
All right. All right. Clap it
Thank
up.
you.
This is
Thank
one
you.
of
Thank you.
our
Thank you.
cues. Absolutely. That was
We
a
still got
snippet.
it, gang.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was a snippet. Brings back a lot. That was a snippet from the musical Courageous, and just a statement. We need to understand, and the musical Courageous is really about looking at and stopping gun violence and violence in our community. But what we really need to understand is the number one killer of Black and brown men ages 26 to 43 is gun violence. And that's verified by Dr. Gore, who is head of emergency in Kings County Hospital. He also has an organization which is CAVI, Kings Against Violence. He grew up in Brooklyn and he's out there. So those numbers are completely verifiable. So I think the work that Courageous is doing is very, very critical. It's very, very important. And we are very, very honored to have here with us. Uh, and I'm just going to have everybody wave when I say it. But we're very, very honored to have here with us Damon Hayward, who is a producer and a co creator of Courageous. We are very, very honored to have here with us Aaron Blackshear, who is playing one of the lead characters with us. We had Jalen, who is also a part of the cast, and he had to jump out. They did that little segment just to show us what's going on. And then we have with us Walter Russell the third, who we're really shouting out. He is one of the or the youngest male to win a Grammy. I'm trying to get it right.
That's right.
I believe he was in MJ, Lion King, all that. He'll tell you all about it. We have Layla, who is a rising songstress, who is also one of our characters, and they did a little scene when we were on the WBAI gun violence series. So we're in great company. I want to thank you all for joining us. We are very motivated, and we just have to keep going. So, Damon, if you would share just a bit about how you and the other co-founder Frank, how did you all come together? What brought this about? What's the why? What are we talking about? Please, thank you.
Okay. The why. Frank and
And
I
the
were two,
how, and the
and the
how.
how. Oh
Let's
yeah,
go.
I'll get to that. Frank and I were both educators in a high school in Harlem. I was the music teacher there 11 years. Within about my 7th year, Frank came in as the theater teacher. And I was known for giving 2 major shows in the school all year that had the school buzzing, rocking. All our students were so excited to be taking part in these showcases that I gave. And so Frank one day saw we were coming in the morning out of the parking lot, and he said, "Hey man, what a phenomenal show again." He was like, "I would love if we could team up and do something together." And I was like, "That would be great." I was like, "What do you have in mind?" So we thought to do a musical because the school had never had that, right? So we didn't want to just get together and write something just to make everybody feel good. We wanted them to feel good, but we also wanted them to wake up because during the time in the school, we saw all of the things that our young children were going through in terms of coming to school hungry, high, feeling how could I get to school, and and when I get to school, will I get through school? Um, there was so many things that they were going through with the gang violence and being terrified and couldn't walk through certain blocks, the way they had to navigate back and forth home. And it was just too it was something like, what's going on, like Marvin Gaye said, what's going on. Oh, we got together. So Frank went and he started the script, and I started writing songs and producing all the music. And we would get together on the phone or get together, and we said we needed a name. And there was one scene, I had a song where I don't want to tell too much of the story, but he
Yeah.
sings, "I am courageous." See, a lot of kids think that being in young people think that being in gangs and following that trend is the cool thing, the strong thing, the courageous thing. But we wanted to show that young people who dared to be different and to be mavericks and to go the other way than the way of trouble and violence. That's what's really courageous. When you could stand alone and through just navigate through the peer pressure or the naysayers and do positive things. Because we saw after school, during school, the students that would stay with us and do theater and music, their lives that were being transformed, their minds were being changed, and their whole perspective on life was being altered and shifted in a good way. So we thought that, you know what, this, if we could do it in one school, we need to take this on out to the world, to other communities, because what we see on the news every day and what we see going on in our communities and households with these gangs, it's a problem. So we wanted to be part of the solution. We said if we could show them something, we believe that if they could see something great, they can be something great. And that's our whole thing behind this. We want as many eyes as young people that could see this, and tap into the greatness that's in their DNA. We feel that we'll be doing our job if we could deter the young people, because they're getting younger and younger, that's pulling triggers.
Yes,
11,
absolutely,
12.
absolutely. And
Right.
as our Dr. Gore said, it's not
Hmm.
only pulling triggers. Guns is a weapon of choice, because we
Right.
know just this week somebody 12 years old like stabbed up somebody in the Bronx with
Yeah.
a kitchen knife.
And
So
10,
it's
11, and
violent.
12-year-olds raped the
Yes.
girl last week also.
Yeah. Yeah. So we
Right.
we have a lot going on. I want Walter and Layla to comment on this, but I really, Damon, want you to set it up, because one of the things that really triggered, me in terms of the conversation, or, the what you all are doing, because I understand one of the triggers, and I might be getting it wrong, but it's to do with like the drill music.
Mhm.
What is that? And also, like, I think it's like the disc that people send out on their apps or whatever it is. If you could explain that, because one of the things is I think that audiences need to, young, older audiences, and just so things are intergenerational, need to understand what's going on with the young people. And one of the things that I'll say is that half of the people that are above a certain age, even people that's just like above 50, which is not, we got seniors and seniors here in Harlem, but people that consider themselves streetwise really don't know what drill music is. You know what I'm saying? So we
Right.
need to make sure that our communities know. I know because at the time I, had my son my son who was shot and killed
Right.
November 5th, 2021, his son was staying with me on, like summer break, and he was playing his music. And I was like, what is that? You know,
Right.
but, he was coming out of what I call Warlando. And
Right.
that's where that Kodak Black's coming from. So,
Right.
um,
Well, I,
just share that with us
if,
because I
if
want people to be informed.
I want to, yeah, if I could speak to that. I used to ask my students in class, I said, where did this music originate? We know where hip hop originated, but this genre, drill music of hip hop, I said, where did it originate? Some say Chicago, some, like you said, Florida, some say London, out in London,
Mhm.
right? But that's argued. But what I want to point out is it's not, the music can't just do it by itself. It's the verbiage and the lyrics that go in on that go with the music. What they're doing is they're throwing subs and they're making songs about, they're even laughing about how they shot somebody, how they killed somebody. There was a dance with a young kid, I think he was 14 years old.
Mhm.
He fell while he got stabbed, he was falling, and they made a drill song about it, and there was it went viral, the dance that they
Wow.
were laughing at a
Mhm.
kid who, at a young person who got killed and how he fell down. Like these young people are so, and it's not just young people. I'm not, I love my young people,
Right. Absolutely.
but they're the ones we have to try to save, right? And I take my hat off to Walter's mom, to the parents and Layla's mom, mother and father, and their whole families, because they don't have time for this type of nonsense. They keep them in positive things and things of theater and stuff like that. And this is the whole thing, what we're trying to use them to show other kids. You don't have to do drill music songs where you're talking about how you're going to kill somebody and you're laughing about it, because this is what's going on. They're building more jails, right? There's prisons. And who do you
Industrial
think they want
complex.
to fill them up with? Jail is a business. I used to do ministry at Rikers Island twice a week. I would go there to
Man.
do Christian ministry to young people because I wanted to bring the message that that jail is not, though it was designed to house us, we don't have to go and make that our residence, right? So if you do positive things, the outcome, you don't have to make this drill music. Why are we so angry? Like, let's focus on love. And if you love, if when you love yourself, you will love your neighbor, because we're killing people who look like us.
Mhm. Okay.
It's
Well, thank you for sharing that.
right.
I'm gonna go to Walter. Okay, I'm gonna go to Walter because you're a young man and you're involved in this musical. How did you get involved, and why do you think the message is important? And what are you experiencing in your community? What do you want to change, Walter? Thank you.
Well, I actually got the call from Layla about trying to do the show. I listened to Damon and he pitched the show to me and what it was about and the message they were trying to receive. And being around people like that in my neighborhood, I feel like that's such a message that needs to be heard around this time because it's so easy, especially for kids or teenagers, to be influenced by those type of things. And it's not their fault. It's the people and the environment that they're around, and they need someone or something to show them that like you don't always have to go down this path. There are other ways you can go to not only like make your family proud or to just try and get out of a situation that you're in. It doesn't always have to resort to violence. It doesn't. It can always be with something passionate like an art form or whatever you want it to be. I feel like this message is really needed in a lot of neighborhoods, and I'm glad that I'm able to be a part of this and spread it with the help of all these cast members and Damon.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Chime in, Layla, since you're the one who brought Walter in. Thanks.
Yeah, hi. Um, I have been performing for pretty much my whole life. At the age of 9, I booked my first Broadway show as Tamika in the School of Rock on Broadway, and then when I was 10, I went on to join the cast of The Lion King on Broadway as young Nala with Walter. So that's
All right. Cool.
how I know him.
Oh,
Um,
I love it.
I've also done some voiceover work. I'm currently, my voice is being used in an animation series called Dee and Friends in Oz that's playing on Netflix, where I play Dee. So I've been performing for a pretty long time, and I've always loved it. Um, I grew up shy, so theater felt like an outlet to express myself, and it also taught me how to use my voice. So when I found out about this project, it was something that I simply couldn't say no to. Courageous the musical isn't just another performance for me. It's, I would definitely say, it's a mission to call out our youth to put down the guns, and it's such important work, especially with everything that young people are dealing with right now. Gun violence isn't just like, it's not a headline. It's something that, seriously is lived through every day. It's trauma that lives in our neighborhoods, our communities, and it's something that shouldn't happen. I see that, like, personally, I can see young people are full of so much talent, and they're full of dreams, and they're carrying these dreams while they're also carrying fear from all the guns that are out right now, and we have to just start pouring into them before the streets do, because it's not about laws. It's about mentorship and mental health, accountability, community responsibility, and our kids, our youth deserves opportunities. And I want to be a part of the generation that puts the guns down.
Okay. Well said, and very interesting, because when we had on Dr. Gore, that has headed up this program, Kings Against Violence, growing up in Brooklyn, he said a lot of times people are coming in and they were people that were my neighbors. And he said, somebody will come in like one week and they're shot. The next week they come in, somebody stabbed them up. The next week, the same person comes in and someone tried to run him over with a car. And he said, as a young person, I was just trying to get to school safe and get back home. And I think that's, unfortunately, what a lot of young people are dealing with. So I'm glad that you all, Walter and Layla, are taking up the mantle, and that you've been able to have this creative connection. So I'm going to go to Aaron Blackshear next. And I have to start with a disclaimer before I speak to Aaron. And I want to say that I know Aaron is playing his role in Courageous. And as many of you know, because I don't stop saying my son's name, but my son, Ali Sam Wayman Wisdom, Columbo the Shining Star, straight out of Harlem, was really a best friend and business partner of Aaron when they were 12 years old. They were in a music video, which was one of the big rappers at the time, Kwame, and it was one of the big boys. And they both came to that audition, and that's where they met. And at 12 years old, they were putting their heads together to do more work, to form a company, and to keep going. Ironically, they joined a music group which was called Mind Builders, which is in the Bronx and still going on. And they were under the great leadership of, at the time, he was called Seyfus, but he actually is migrated and evolved to the name Ankh Ra, and he was the music director, the male music director for Puffy. So that's who really trained them up. And once again, when you say kids involved with stuff, they were like in their last years of high school, but they were at Mind Builders every night from 6 to 10, which kind of kept them off the streets, out of what the issues and problems were. And Mind Builders, ironically, did a play called On the Edge, where they were writing what their experience were being young Black men and women who are, quote, on the edge. So it's just, full circle that we would be here today. And I actually heard about Courageous from Aaron through my daughter long before, not long before, 2 days, because that's how the drum beat goes. When one of your PR people, Tiffany Fulton, called me about it. So I was like, wow, this is traveling really, really, really fast. And just some of the things that was even in the rap, that we heard a little earlier, with Aaron, just really brought back a lot of thoughts, just in terms of my son. He was shot and killed November 5th, 2021, on the Shinnecock, Native American Shinnecock Reservation in Southampton. And like many of our cases, the case remains unsolved.
So
So we got to solve our own cases. I'm a member of Harlem Mothers and Fathers Save. So I just want to give my disclaimer, and now I'm going to throw it to Aaron, who I've known since he was 12 years old. And he's,
How you doing, Mama?
thank you, darling.
Yeah, Mama Terry. I love you. Let me start off by saying that I love you, and I'm grateful for you to have me on the show today. Like you said, I got involved with Courageous through a friend named Sobe, which is a childhood friend of Damon Hayward. Their childhood buddies. I was a child and I used to dance with Sobe.
Okay.
So me and Sobe, we don't hang out all the time or anything, but my spirit is always connected with Sobe because I've dealt with him on a creative levels at such a young age, and dancing at the Apollo with him at 9 years old. That's why when Layla says she got her first Broadway show at 9, that was my first big show. I was 9 years old, but I was dancing with older dudes, so I was kind of like the 9-year-old secret weapon that they brought out, killed it, and everybody go crazy. So we did a few shows at the Apollo. So I'm very thankful to Sobe for first of all, yeah, for just letting me know the information. But I'm glad I followed my spirit, wanting to be connected with Sobe to get connected with Damon. So everything is like a chain, a chain of events. So and I'm very happy to be a part of this project because it hits home. I'm still in Harlem. I still live here, born and raised. I'm still amongst violence. I'm still amongst shooting. I'm still amongst people going to jail, doing time. Like, I'm not necessarily involved in it, but that's what my world is like realistically, you know. Just the other day, me and my son was outside and they started shooting. So this show, I'm grateful that I'm able to theatrically and artistically heal and to convey a message to the young and the old, about gang violence and how I'm not going to say it necessarily is going to stop because we're going to always have violence, but we just have to use like shows like this and musicals like this to give kids more of an outlet, like how we had when we was growing up. A lot of community centers, a lot of creative art programs, HSA, mind
Yes.
builders. We need more of those in the neighborhood. So instead of these kids running around with the poo shiesties on, they're in these centers, centers that we had like Phase Piggyback, different centers within the community that a whole bunch of kids used to be able to flood, play ball, connect for. You had these, but that's what's missing out the community. So these kids don't have any outlets, so they're poured out onto the street. You get what I'm saying? So that's their outlet now. So I just think that we need more of that in the community to help with gun violence and help with gang violence. And at the same time, we need more mentorship and more people, like more representatives, to be able to get to the ears of these kids. People that they can relate to, people that are more like their age, that can relate, that they will listen to. Because what's going on right now, we have a barrier between age groups where certain ages don't want to, they call us old heads. So some
Mm.
different demographics of ages don't want to hear what the older people have to say. So sometimes you have to get people of their peers to kind of play a leadership role and letting them know like this is not the way, you know. Rest in peace to Ali. He was my best friend. He was my brother. So artistically, I'm just glad that I'm able to get my feet wet again in the artistic world. I'm glad that Damon's giving me the opportunity. Frank Border's giving me the opportunity to be able to display my artistic talents again, because it's been a while since I've been on live Broadway. But I'm just glad that coming back in, I can do it with a purpose and an intention. It's not just for the lights and cameras and just for entertainment. We actually have a purpose behind this. Even though I play like the negative aspect of the show, there's still a positive aspect to Xavier, because he's the leader of the gang. He takes care of his business in the street. They sell drugs and everything, but he still has a mentorship leadership role, trying to bring Jason and these guys up and wanting to help them. So he does have another side to him that's not just all about violence. He wants to see these guys actually do something positive in the neighborhood, get into the music, because he says that in the line. Look, I know where you're going with this, but I got a plan for us, bro. We're about to get to this music. So that lets me know Xavier is trying to make a transition into something better. That's my discovery of Xavier. So we can't give up on the people that are in this circle also, because I'm not saying like, I grew up gang banging. I'm from the street, but I always had my artistic ability and artistic outlets to keep me away from that. I'm a kid that grew up next door to one of the most infamous coke dealers in the world, which is AZ Faison. So I was that kid that lived next door to him. So you can imagine the things I've saw, the things I've heard, people that I've lost. I've been dealing with killing and murder since I was a little kid. My first close friend got murdered, Chopin Andrew Morse. He got killed in the
Yes,
dome
yes,
in
yes,
Bradhurst.
yes.
That was like
Okay,
my
so
little that
it's
was
full
like my little
circle.
brother.
It's full
So
circle because I
so
didn't
this
even
it
know.
hits home, and when
Yeah.
I'm working for them to actually be able to make change.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing all that. There's a lot of Harlem history. Harlem is a village, and then it spirals out. We're the Mecca, but it's Harlem and the Harlems of the world, whether it's Chicago, DC. And it's just interesting because I didn't even know that you knew Chopin.
That was
Chopin
like my
was
little
also
brother.
he was also a friend of Ali, and he was in the Harlem Little League. They played
Yeah,
baseball
through
together.
baseball.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he got he
Yep. Through
got he got
baseball.
shot right there in Jackie Robinson Park in a band shell.
Yep.
So and I don't know if he was more than 10 or 11. So there's a lot going on in our community, and it is full circle, and there's a lot of cross pollination. And we also do have to understand that there's an industry. It's interesting. Abiodun of The Last Poets, who is really considered a godfather of the rap industry. A lot of people have sampled a lot of his lines, including Biggie. But the thing of it is, he was saying, okay, we know that the music, the beat of the drill music is like compelling, it's outstanding. But if we had conscious lyrics, but I believe there's a whole industry that's making money off of us. So I'm gonna leave it there. Damon, I'm gonna throw the mic back to you. I would like you to share what's getting ready to come up on Friday
Right.
for Courageous, because we want people to come out, and then tell us about the performance that's coming up in May at the Schomburg Center for
Okay.
Black Culture.
Right. First, I want to give kudos to my young people, this cast that's, and even Aaron, the cast that's on here, how they articulately answered the questions that you threw at them. God doesn't make mistakes. I believe that He put us all together for this purpose, and we're all putting our hand to the plow to make sure that this message gets out. I'd like to also thank Paint for Peace Children's Village in Harlem 112th Street, 3rd Avenue. They're hosting this gala, this black tie gala fundraiser that we're having on Friday at the Marina Del Rey Ballroom in the Bronx. Um, we're going to have an exciting time where we're trying to raise funds so that we could, and we're taking donations from different organizations. I mean, if you have a heart to give to this cause, we accept it. You can go to courageousthemusical.com and you can purchase tickets or you can just donate. Um, like I said, Pay for Peace Children's Village is hosting this event. It's on Friday from 6 to 10. And it's you will see we'll have a 6 course dinner there with dessert. There's going to be some of courageous awards that we're giving out to some very um good people, different people that work with different organizations, educators that have a love for community. We're gonna honor them and acknowledge them at this gala also, and you will see some performances. We're not going to give too much, but we're going to give you just enough to wet your beak and see what Courageous the Musical is about. And we just pray that people leave there with a sense of this is the right direction that they're going in, and they join our cause in some type of way, spread the word, um, come out and see Courageous, support it. We want as many students because we believe that if the schools could get involved and the young people can see this, like this, there was something spoken earlier. I think it was Aaron that said we might not be able to reach. We might not be able to reach everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but if we do the show and two people that's very influential in their community can go back and
Mm-hmm.
say, you know what, that's not the way to live, man. We need to change that, and they could reach more people than we could reach, and so on and so forth and so forth. That is our goal, to do that, and we'll see. We believe that we'll have a safer environment to live in with Silent Voices United, Spare a Life, organizations that have already partnered with us for this cause. We're just grateful. We're looking for more if you want to join us in this, because we're all in this together. It takes a village, right? We're using the arts to reach people, to reach young people, to deter young children from wanting to pull triggers. We know that there's a problem when they play Fortnite from
Absolutely.
4 or 5 years old. By the time
Yes.
they're 13 years old, they're trained assassins. Their brain is
Absolutely. We
trained
got to
to
work on
murder,
that. We got
murder,
to work on
murder, kill, kill, shoot, shoot, kill,
that.
kill. And I believe that that's part of the problem, but that's a whole nother story. But
It's all connected. It's
it's
all
all connected in parenting.
connected.
You
Hmm.
know, you can't do better when you don't know better. So we want to show the parents also we have something. This musical speaks to them as well. There's
It has
scenes that parents are going to stop and they're going to wake up and say, wait a minute. Even those that have seen it already. We did American Dream a couple of weeks ago,
to.
and there were
Yes.
people in
DJ
the
Envy.
audience crying. And yeah, with DJ Envy, and
Mhm.
they told us, when does this go? We have to see this. I had the vice president of the Newark school system approach me and said, we need this in our school, at our school system. We need our kids to see this. So we want as many eyeballs with young people and whatever ages to come and see and experience Courageous the Musical. And I guarantee we will see a shift in our communities.
Okay. Well, let's keep going.
Oh,
And
Schaumburg, I'm sorry. Schaumburg,
oh,
the first full show will be on May 8th at the Schaumburg Theater on 135th Street and Lenox Avenue.
okay. Malcolm X Boulevard.
Next
So
What
Boulevard.
time is that? What time? 7, 6?
7, I believe it's 7 o'clock, but all of the
Okay.
information is on the website,
No
okay.
doubt.
courageousthemusical.com.
.com.
Okay. I love it. Okay.
.com.
So, Aaron, let's get on one word from you, just on what this was. I need one word. One word.
Courageous.
Okay. Uh, Layla, one word.
Important.
Okay. Walter, one word.
Inspiring.
Okay. All right. So my one word would be necessary. And my other words would be that Harlem Network News is doing the work. Um, We implore you to support us. Black Media Matters. We're bringing news and information to you that you're not getting anywhere else. We need to bring your eyeballs here. Support us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of our social media. You can donate to us by Zelle and Cash App. But also, very importantly, if you have a hot topic news story, you can call us 646-261-5397. You can reach out to us at Harlem Network News at gmail.com, because a lot of times our stories don't get told. And if we don't know, then we're not informed, and then we can't do what we have to do. So all of us have to open up our eyes. And I know a lot of people feel like, oh, the news is just depressing, it's this and that, but we got to know what's going on. So that's what it is. So what's going on?
Am I able to say one more word? I want to
Yes, you
shout out
can. You got it.
our other two partners and producers, Jamal Pugh and Ronald Blount. They're so instrumental, and Tiffany Fulton, for making this thing go to the
Yes.
next level. We couldn't do it without them.
Yes. Yeah. And
Yeah.
thank you so much. I
Shout
do
out to
want to
them.
shout out
And
to
the rest of the cast and the whole
and
cast.
everybody else,
Yeah,
because
shout
I
out to the rest
know
of the cast. Yeah.
none of us are sleeping.
And
We
Frank
can't.
Bowl.
We can't. So thank you so much. Okay.
Okay,
So
God
we
bless.
look forward, and you all come out, support them on Friday, support them at the Schomburg, and let's support ourselves. This is about us. This is us. So thank you, Terry Wisdom, Harlem Network News. Thank you. Have a
God
great
bless y'all.
God
day. Okay.
bless.